you are very courageous for fighting this monster. The monster is in the west. You are so amazing. Hello Retrogamers, welcome to Massive Damage number 3, and today, as you might know, we're going to discuss a game called Rolan's Curse. Now, a while back, I was thinking, what kind of game would be fun to do for Massive Damage number 3? I did this Final Fantasy Legend 1, so naturally I would go on doing Final Fantasy Legend 2. But then I went on holiday to France, and I found this little game shop, found a little game called Rolan's Curse, booked it in the Game Boy while at the tent, and I started playing. And it's just your basic little RPG. It's really simple. The NPCs don't say much. They say, "You are glorious, thank you for fighting the monster. The monster is hideous, it is up north." Yeah, sure. Who needs a backstory if you can just go north and slash monsters? And the fun thing is, the aesthetics kind of look like Dragon Quest mixed with Zelda. And I know that's a very cliche thing to say, but basically you walk around, you press the B button, you slash your sword, and there are slimes. For me, that equals Zelda and Dragon Quest. Well, that's basically the gist of the game. You walk around, fight monsters, get power-ups, fight the boss, go to the next chapter. The thing is though that you don't have a save battery, or a save mechanism. Apart from the fact that you can use a password to save your progress. So I had quite some fun with it on a holiday, but when I got back I thought, well, it might be a fun game to research for a future Massive Damage episode. So I went online and I found something about a local multiplayer option. There weren't any pictures of it, there wasn't anything about it except for a wiki article saying that there is a multiplayer mode in it. So I thought, well, I already own one version of the game. I paid 14 euros for it, which is quite a lot considering the fact that I only pay about 2.50 or 3 euros per game. But okay, I thought I'll just go online and check if there is a way to emulate it, just to see how it works and if it's worth getting a second game for it. So I booted up an emulator with the ROM of Rolan's Curse, got another window open with the same thing. I booted up the game, but it didn't work. It didn't connect. The actual Rolan's Curse window didn't connect with the other one, and there was a lot of networking stuff going on, but I couldn't get it to work. So I caved in. I looked online on our local Craigslist equivalent, and there was someone selling that game for 4 euros, and I thought, oh, well, heck. First I thought, well, damn, I bought it for 14 euros in France, and they sell it here for 4 euros, but then again, gift horse, someone is offering it for 4 euros instead of 14. So insta buy, waited a bit, I got the second game in, got my 2 Game Boys out, got the cable in, started it up. I was amazed because the fact that if I was playing here on this little Game Boy number 1, so to say, as you can see here, and I got Game Boy number 2 right here. Game Boy number 1 here has the main character, Game Boy number 2 here has a secondary character. Now if Game Boy number 1 walks off screen, he can still walk around and do anything you want in the game. You can play the game just like normal, and Game Boy number 2 could just go the different way, explore the map on the other side of the world and just do their thing until they actually go to a different area, in which the game then teleports you back together. But apart from that, you are free to roam everywhere, and if you come back on the same screen, you can walk around without hindering each other. So some multiplayer games, as you might know, they do a bit of rubber banding. So when one player moves out of the camera view, they either zoom out too far, like Smash Brothers or something, or they actually teleport the other character with them, like Mario Brothers on the Wii and stuff like that. But on the both Game Boys, it was a single player experience, not a single player experience, but a single player experience in multiplayer. So it was basically local networking going on, where you could actually play in real time, because if I press the button on this Game Boy, I saw the character swiping the sword on the other one, and I was blown away by it. I mean, this technology, this sophistication in a game was probably missed by everybody, because nobody had the money to actually buy two of the same game because of the fact that it's the same story. I didn't even find out about this functionality after buying 500 Game Boy games. So it's really a hidden gem and a really hidden feature that I was blown away by. I mean, I looked online, there weren't any picture of it on the wiki or anything, as I said before. So what I did was I went to my good friend Dario, who is the Linksquest host. He does a lot of great shows. He also hosts a forum and a website, all in Dutch though, for the local gaming community. I try to do it a bit more internationally by trying to speak English properly. So we did a multiplayer co-op where we actually used a Game Boy Advance player on the GameCube that was Dario's, and I got my Game Boy Advance, and both had Rolan's Curse in it. And we recorded the gameplay on the GameCube so you could actually see the game. And it was in color as well, because apparently there was a palette built in for that game, for Rolan's Curse, that corresponded with the proper colors. So you had green trees and you had colored sprites and stuff like that. Of course, in a way that it was Super Game Boy colored, but still it was colored and looked pretty nice. So we both played Rolan's Curse and we actually recorded footage of it. And I believe it's the first time anyone has ever shown footage of a multiplayer Rolan's Curse. So there's a bit of a preview or premiere thing going on that we both achieved there, which I'm very proud of, because of the fact that I want to get these little gems out in the open. I want Game Boy collectors to know what kind of brilliant things there were for the Game Boy. I mean, buy this game, buy two of them for your friends and go on a quest and fight monsters and go on a little dungeon crawler. I mean, the game itself, story-wise, who gives a damn? It's a great little game for on the road or anything. If you are a commuter and your colleague travels with you all the time, go buy an old Game Boy or some Game Boy Advance SPs, because they are really handy to take with you. But buy them, get Rolan's Curse for $4 or anything, and go on and play it. It's great. So that's the reason why I made this my Massive Damage #3 game, instead of Final Fantasy Legend 2, because I was just blown away by it, and in just such a short time I managed to find the game, play it on multiplayer, and just, you know, enjoy it. It was great. I could really recommend it, and I'm really surprised to actually find such surprises as this in a Game Boy library, a library I've been collecting for 4 years or something like that. So yeah, I can highly recommend this game. And that's it. That's the end of the Final Fantasy. Sorry, that's the end of Rolan's Curse. I did try to send an email to Sammy Corporation with any further information about the game, because of the fact that Sammy Corporation only released 3 games on the entire system. It was Rolan's Curse 1, Rolan's Curse 2 and Ninja Taro. So I was wondering, why did you create this? I mean, it was called Filius in Japan. It had some really interesting technology behind it, so I would like to know more, but unfortunately I didn't get any reply from them in the time I had allotted for Massive Damage #3. So maybe I'll do a follow-up on it, Massive Damage #3.5 or something, in which I might have more background information on the game and its conception. So for now, you'll have to do with this little enthusiastic rant about how great this game is. And I thank you for watching. I'll see you next time in Massive Damage #4. This was Vincent, and I hope to see you again. Goodbye!